and salutations. I would like to welcome everybody back and some of you for the first time to the Full Sport Press Podcast, the premier sports podcast for the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. I am Jay Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
Weezy in the building. Say what's up, we said.
What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do.
Coach Lock in the building. Say what's up, Cat.
What's up, fellas? How is everybody doing? Everybody doing?
Doing great, man. Doing good. Coach Lock get cool as hell when the camera come on, don't he?
But yeah, hey, you gotta. Hey, camera's always on. Like Jeff say, camera's always on, man. You gotta be ready.
Coach.
Camera ready. Gotta be camera ready.
Coach Lock go from the club to in the quick when that light turn on. Turn it all the way on, man.
Lights come on, we gotta be ready.
Oh man. Yeah, man. We appreciate everybody for the positive feedback for episode 320 as we pulled a Mike Vick audible, as we usually say, addressing everything that's going on in the world today. We saw everybody's tweets, DMs. We appreciate that, man. It was a tough conversation to have, but it was needed, man. We're having a little bit more fun on episode 321. We're getting in the Frankenstein lab, man, creating the perfect point guard.
FSP style.
Always FSP style.
Better damn know it.
You better damn believe it.
Let's kick it off, man, Jeff.
We had a clear one.
This is the week. What you got, Jeff?
Get that one time in the Zoom. Y'all gonna kill me for this one. Kyrie Irving.
Look at him. Look at him. I knew it. Look at him. Look at it.
Just providing another perspective. That's all I'm saying. He's providing another perspective on the NBA's return. I'm pretty sure there are some players who are a little reluctant, and because to be real, there's things to think about as far as health and safety, and also the current climate of the world. Is it really time to put some of our most prominent voices back to work, or can they really be more helpful in the streets? That's all I'm saying. Just a conversation to be had.
Kyrie's your man, right, Jeff?
Okay, yeah, that's
okay. All right.
There's the answer. That's what we were looking for. Coach Lock, what you got?
Don't do me like that, though, Coach.
Man, just Nike recognizing Juneteenth as an annual paid holiday in the U.S., man. That's a big deal. For the people that don't know, or the younger people that might not know what Juneteenth is, it marks the emancipation of the last remaining slaves in the United States on June 19th in 1865. Which is more than 2 years after the actual Emancipation Proclamation ended slavery. So big companies like Nike, Twitter, Square, and media company Vox, they are making that an annual pay holiday, or they're recognizing the day.
About damn time.
Yeah, but shout out to Nike, man. Always on the right side of things, man. And just hope my job follows suit. What you got?
I got Dominique Foxworth, man, ESPN analyst. He's been on Get Up this week. He's been on First Take. Through this whole movement, man, he's just been keeping it. He hasn't been selling out for a check. He's been saying that, he ain't been trying to keep it professional. He's been saying right what he needs to say. He ain't been holding nothing back. I just got to commend him on that, Dominique Foxworth, man. I'm a big fan now, man. He just totally changed my perspective. Like, he just saying how it is. He ain't sugarcoating nothing. He's saying exactly how it is. Calling out owners, calling out players. Saying exactly how it is, man.
Shout out to Dominique Foxworth, man. He is doing a great job. I noticed that. And on top of that, he's looking straight into the camera with it. You could tell he talked with the homies. It was like, nah, I'm going to make sure that our voices are heard on ESPN for sure.
We need more people like that for sure, too.
Most definitely. 100%. I agree. A lot of these people ain't saying the word. My best of the week is Isaiah Briscoe, man. He announced that he purchased his neighborhood corner store, Bodega, in his hometown of Newark, New Jersey. Shout out to my guy, IB. Came up in the wrong time of the NBA. It was 10 years ago. He'll still be playing right now. But it's always cool, man, if you can go back to your neighborhood and, maybe buy up the block, as they say. Can you imagine, going to South Nashville, where I'm from, and getting a local corner store? Cho's Market was my corner store. So shout out to Cho's, man. You get the hot dogs for 60 cents, pecan spin wheel for 35 cents, cheer wine. Man, it was good times, man. Good times. But Yeah, nah, respect IB for doing that, man. Taking care of your neighborhood, man, getting it back on.
Hey, Weezy, that'd be like us getting the blue corner store by the railroad tracks. Weezy.
Right, the blue corner store. You don't want that. That's a rough store right there. That's a rough store, Coach.
That's AB store. AB used to walk to that store for sure.
Yeah, boy. Briscoe, that was your man too. That's your boy.
Yeah, IB was my guy. Couldn't shoot.
That was your guy.
Couldn't shoot.
Nah,
yeah,
not at all.
Yeah, you want to talk about can't shoot? You got a league change on you. Yeah, you know how to league changes.
Oh man, since we kicking things off, I'll start off with worst of the week then. My worst of the week is Jeff. So Jeff made a preposterous, it's just an insane statement on last week's show, saying that Josh Smith was a jump shot away from being an all-time great. A jump shot. Here's the thing though. The worst part of it was that, let me say something. Even close to that, my mentions is on fire. I'm getting death threats, DMs, text messages. But Jeff, people agreed with Jeff. You understand what I'm saying? People actually, dude, he lost the poll. We put the poll up on IG, and Jeff tried to rig the votes. I ain't even bringing that up. He had a ringer in there, or two, or three, or four. But he had two. You had to do it from
just one
second drive on there too. You had to do it from the second drive on there too.
He agreed with me. He said the ringer. Come on,
man. Dude, you had hella ringers. I saw those votes, but they are also on the right side of insanity with Jeff. So, but let me say some shit like that, Coach. People coming from my neck, but Jeff said it. It's like, Jeff got a point. No, he don't. Jeff don't have a damn point.
Yes, I did. I sent you the stat. I sent you the same article that I read after I made the statement. Was like, this guy understands what I'm trying to say.
Coach Locke he said, scroll down a little bit, Jeff. What it say at the bottom there in that fine print?
But that's the point I was trying to make. He was the third, but he never quite put it together. He was the third best player on that team.
But that's a big gap, Jeff, to go from not being the third best player on the team to one of the best of all time. There's a lot of leeway in there. It's a lot of
and that's why I said look at Lamar Odom on the Kobe championship team. Gasol was clearly number 2. Lamar Odom was number 3.
There was no Kobe Bryant on that Atlanta Hawks team.
Come on, there was no Joe. It was ISO Joe.
Okay, Jeff, here's the question I have for you.
Okay.
I had time to think about this, clearly. You saying that Josh Smith, who is just an average basketball player in everything that he did, for sure, there ain't no question. Is that more preposterous than me saying that a Hall of Famer is just as good as another Hall of Famer?
No. Remember what you said. You said Magic Johnson, a top 5 player of all time, no matter who you ask. You said he was mid.
I said his game would be mid in 2020 is what I said.
I'm going to keep it a buck, y'all. I'm going to keep it a buck. Magic Johnson mid. That's what you said.
I'm saying as a 2020 best.
That sounds like a pretty end quote how you said it. Yeah.
No, and what I'm saying is just like I was saying earlier, Isaiah Briscoe, the game changes. I don't think that Magic's game translates to 2020. But here's the thing.
6'9" point guard with court vision, that translates.
What I'm saying is, Jeff, what you said about Josh Smith, that is preposterous.
He's one jump shot away.
Yeah, whatever. Jeff, what is your worst of the week?
Man, no worst of the week. Tell your people, tell your family, tell your friends. If you love them, tell them you love them. That's it. Like, okay. If they're your people, tell them they're your people, because you never know when the last time you're going to talk to them.
That's a fact. That's 100% fact. Yeah. What you got, Locke?
Man, I'm outside. I like to grill and stuff. I'm outside, about to put my little, canopy tent up, the covering, so I can, be out of the sun if I want to. And I go to set it up, and it breaks. It just snaps. Just snaps. I'm like, what the hell? Brand new now. I never used it. Just opened it for the first time. Completely just breaks and snaps. Hot about it. Of course, I was able to go get another one. Luckily, they had some more, but who wanted to go make that extra trip to go do that? I was hot about it. I was hot about it.
Luckily, you wanted to get another one because you wasn't hot about it until you would get up under that sun, that grill. You really been hot about it, for real. You good now.
Yeah.
As you would have been.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely right.
Most definitely. What you got, Weezy?
My worst of the week is this week. Mind blowing what I heard from Jameis Winston. Said he can be one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. That's what he said. End quote. And
That ain't what he said.
Yes, it is.
No, he said
Thank
statistically.
you, Jeff.
Statistically,
Thank you, Jeff.
What he
right
said?
now,
Jeff.
He said something
statistically.
stupid. Yeah,
Go ahead, man. I'm gonna finish your point. I'm not gonna cut you off.
Go ahead.
He said he's lost 17 pounds. He's had surgery, and statistically, he stacks up to any other quarterback. That's what he was saying. He wasn't saying. That's all he was saying.
Clarity.
But he don't. He don't stack up. He don't. I'm here to tell you that.
He better any quarterback in Titan history, not named Steve McNair. How about that?
Yeah,
How about that? How about that? How about that?
You say no?
It's not a tight quarterback in history that's thrown 30 interceptions.
Or 30 touchdowns or 5,000 yards.
Talk that talk.
Tell the whole story.
Yeah.
That 5,000 yards. That 5,000 yards don't mean nothing if you throw 30 interceptions, guys. It don't mean shit.
Ain't a Titan quarterback can throw the ball 30 times. That wing team.
Yeah. You're not gonna give me. Give me today. I'm happy.
That wing team can't throw the ball 30. Throw the ball 30 times in seven games. Seven games total. Ain't threw the ball 30 times.
Blessings and
quarterback
glory.
going 8 for 12 in the NFL. Come on, dude.
And honor.
Oh, man, that's great.
He ain't gonna get me today.
He ain't gonna get you today. Let's move right on to stat of the week. Shout out to Bryce for this fine, man. The defensive assassin, Kawhi Leonard, has more steals than he has personal fouls or turnovers. Stat of the week. Shout out to Bryce for that fine.
That's a stat.
That is a stat, Bryce.
Man, listen. That's a stat.
That's a big boy stat.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you got to realize, too, turnovers. Magic Johnson, career averages 5 turnovers for his career, for sure. You got it.
Here we go. We knew we'd figure out a way. A fair way. So we just going to go straight to the next.
He's a point guard. My bad, coach. I'm sorry.
Man, make sure you check us out on iTunes, Facebook, IG, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, Beyond Pod, YouTube, and, of course, the SoundCloud page to catch up on the past archives of FSP. How do you do that? Just search for Sport Press Podcast. All right, make sure you check out the On Deck TV Hip Hop Podcast with Animal Bound and Spike Lee every Wednesday. The latest issue is up. The Run the Jewels 4 review album is up. Y'all make sure y'all go and check that out and check out what the guys are talking about as far as their Run the Jewels.
Shout out to the guys, man. Fresher Than Your Average podcast, man. Feature myself and Animal Brown. We have a new IG Live show coming up this week. If you want to catch up with our previous IG Live, it was going over our favorite Jordan brand sneakers. It is up on both pages right now. Check out FTYA, man. Wear your kicks. Top responsible. Jeff.
Yes, sir.
You have 10 good wrestling seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start the clock.
All right. So I know I've been talking about the new wrestling podcast that we got started. Nick is moving. So he was waiting to get his setup at home. So it kind of pushed us back a week or two, but we all right. Everything's going forward. We're going to be on all your favorite platforms, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, all those, Stitcher. We're going to be on all those. Just got to get my co-host up and running so we can record some stuff. All right? So moving on. Backlash is this weekend, Weezy. So you know what that means.
Uh-oh, what you got?
Another episode of Who Gets the W. All right. We're going to start off with what is being billed as the greatest wrestling match of all time. Not sure why they're calling it this. It's how they're hyping it up. It is Edge versus Randy Orton. Weezy, who gets the W?
Edge. I'm taking Edge, big buddy.
Give me Randy Orton.
Coach Locke.
I want to go Edge, I feel like, but I don't think he's going to be in the wrestling long enough, so I'm going to go Randy Orton.
Randy Orton win Black Lives Matter on us. I'm going Randy Orton. Moving on. It's going to be a handicap match for the Universal Championship. The champion, Braun Strowman, versus The Miz and John Morrison. Coach Locke, who you got?
Braun Strowman.
Weezy.
I'm going to go with Braun Strowman.
J-Ho.
I'm going with the Miz and his homeboy.
Don't do that, Jack. It's Braun Strowman. He
Too
gonna
late.
Braun gonna win this one. Quick work. Quick work. It's gonna be quick work. And two more.
Jeff, can I switch? Can I switch?
No, hell no. Hell to the no. Oh, it's over.
The Raw Women's Championship. Asuka versus Nia Jax. Weezy, who you got? Who gets the W?
Oscar.
All right. Coach Locke.
I'm going Oscar.
J-Ho.
Give me Nia Jax, man. Give me Nia Jax.
I want to say Nia Jax as well, but I'm torn, so I'm gonna say Oscar. But Nia Jax is not a bad one. You can catch up with that one. You can catch back up with that one. And the main event of the night, the WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. J-Ho, who you got?
He went to me first. Give me Bobby Lashley, man.
You said for the people.
All right, Weezy, who you got?
I'm gonna go Drew McIntyre, man.
Coach Locke.
I'm going Drew all the way.
Bobby Lashley. And that's another episode of Who Gets the W. Good luck to everybody. And that's 10 good wrestling seconds, man.
Coach Locke with them safe picks, man. I see what you're doing. How's
that safe? I don't even watch wrestling. How's that a
Me
safe
neither.
pick?
You know what I'm saying?
So how's it safe?
Nah, you picking last and shit, man. Tweet us with the questions.
Yeah, you don't lose.
Tweet us with questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe, and more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
That the revolution will be podcasted. And before we get started with the first half, Weezy, do you have a yellow box of Cheerios award recipient for the listeners?
I do got a box for this yellow box. This week's yellow box is Laura Ingraham.
It is, for sure. Fox News host Laura Ingraham came to the defense of quarterback Drew Brees. Ingraham stated that this is beyond football. He's allowed to have his view about what kneeling the flag means to him specifically. I mean, he is a human being, end quote. This is the same Laura Ingraham that berated LeBron James after criticizing Donald Trump and told him that you play basketball, shut up and dribble, end quote. Fellas, does Laura Ingram's viewpoint on Drew Brees compared to LeBron James make any sense?
Yeah, it makes sense because it's her. Because it's coming from her. It makes great sense. Yeah, it makes great sense. If that would have been Teddy Bridgewater or
Cam
Newton,
Winston,
Cam Newton,
Newton.
She would have said, "Shut up and throw a football."
Come on.
Hey, I'm gonna skip mine.
I'm done. Coach said it.
Let's get out there and prime. Please prime this.
Prime.
The whole Fox News as a whole.
Hey, Weezy, we got to send them that Sam's wholesale Costco yellow box Cheerios.
Y'all want a drone now? Y'all want to put that on the drone?
Yep.
Get to it right now?
Most definitely. Yeah, come on with that double standard, man. That's what Laura Ingraham does. It's obvious, it's blatant what's going on there. And, we don't even have to go into specifics about that. You guys ready to get started the first half?
Do it.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
The first half is underway.
First half, the hottest sports news of the past week, like we do each and every week here at the Full Sport Press Podcast. Before we get started, I am J.O.
It's your boy, Jeff.
I'm Weezy. What it do?
It's your man, Coach Locke.
Locke, where can they find you at on social media, my brother?
Man, it's the same as always. Locke_the_great. That's THA on Twitter and IG. Get at me.
Most definitely. Where you at, Jeff?
Jay Easler 84 across all social media platforms.
What about you, Weezy?
FSP_Weezy on IG, and I'm at How Weezy on Twitter, man. Holla.
Yeah, you are. And I'm JAIHOV on Instagram and Twitter. Let's have a conversation on Twitter. For sure, I'm back. And it's youtube.com/Full Sport Press Podcast. Follow, subscribe. Our followers are going up. We appreciate that. We will have that giveaway, I would say, in the next week or so. So keep your eyes open for that. Let's kick the first half off, man, with Dabo Swinney, Weezy's boy, Weezy's coach, Dabo Swinney.
That my boy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's your boy. Dabo
Yeah.
defended his response to an assistant coach's use of the N-word during a practice 3 years ago. Nearly a week after assistant coach Danny Pearman apologized for using the racial slur, Swinney said former tight end DJ Greenlee and Pearman were on a separate part of the practice field when the argument happened in 2017. Swinney said Greenlee approached him privately to discuss what happened, and according to Swinney, Pearman was profusely apologetic. Should Dabo have done more just done more, period?
I think he should have done just a simple talk, and the way he took too long to respond to me. Took too long to respond. I'm a big fan of watching your emotions, and your emotions when you talk. It didn't look too sincere. He was reading too much for me. It's just a bad time to come out and make a mistake right now with your people against us. You feel me? It's just a bad time. And that boy, he didn't handle that right. He didn't handle that well. I mean, he's going to get overlooked because he's a great football coach, but he didn't handle it well, for sure.
I'll go. So, this is not surprising to me at all with the Dabo Swinney camp and how they run things in Clemson. If you listen to how he approaches recruiting players and how he approaches college football as a business for coaches in the administration, but for players, it's just you're playing football. If you follow that model and what he does, hearing a coach, accidentally or one time only saying a word like this to one of their players and being able to remain a coach and just saying he apologized profusely and keep moving, nothing to see here. That's what they do at Clemson. That's what they do.
Yeah, I'm Dabo is starting to come off to me as a guy that plays both sides of the fences. He's one of those coaches that has publicly come out and stated that he doesn't think players should make any money being a college athlete. He didn't agree with the paying for your likeness. So for him to come out with this situation, I'm not surprised. And when I say playing both sides of the fence, his players have come to his aid and say that he's a great coach. They know he doesn't mean any harm. He's there for them. They even came out and said that he had a seniors only meeting with all of his seniors at his house where he let them discuss and talk about what's going on in the world today and how that spilled over into a full team meeting, and that they all had a good understanding and spoke about what they felt, and he did a great job listening and letting them speak out. And one of the seniors, Dan Reacher, even came out and said that it was the most impactful meeting he's had since he's been at Clemson. So Dabo is starting to come out to me as a person that can just play both sides of the fence just to be correct in whatever situation it is.
100%, man. I like the way that you guys articulated a lot of that stuff because it's all true. I mean, you had Trevor Lawrence, one of the biggest stars in college football in 2020, likely probably be a top 2, maybe number 1 pick. And of 4 Clemson players who spoke with reporters, Trevor Lawrence was the only white person that spoke out. And he was very quick to speak up on everything that was going on social media, things of that nature. But if you're Dabo, you really can't defend the kind of things that he defended right now. Right now is a lot of worldwide attention, what's going on for right or wrong. I think you just have to be aware. We're in a different time, like Weezy said, and like a point in society where we're very, very sensitive with everything going on. So if you're a very influential white man who has a lot of power and really can advance the cause and effect with a lot of positive change, he has to be better with that. He has to use that platform to help out things. And I don't think he did that. Waiting a week to address this was not the right way to go about doing it. Having your quarterback speak out, because he is a top 5 pick, white quarterback, you has to stand on a little bit more solid ground, especially considering the fact that 90% of your players are African American. And the reason that you win these games are because of those football players, all of them, black, white, whatever. But in turn, the percentage is black. So in turn, you got to stand up for them. And I don't think he did that as fast as he should have, for sure.
Real quick, you know what I wonder about these coaches and about these pretty much these white coaches, and and how they handle the situation. Like Dabo, he said the statement because he really didn't want to do this. He did it because he had to, and it makes him look a little. It makes the people up top told you, hey, just say this so we can get it out the way. Just go out there. If you want to just do something just to be doing it that looks a little better, go protest. Just go protest it. Just if you're gonna go out there and just act or just go along with, just go walk the streets and protest. Then it'll look a whole lot better than saying some phony little poem you wrote. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. That's just how I think. If you're gonna cheat, just at least cheat with with some intelligence.
What you got, you?
Man, let's move on to the UFC. That was solid point, Weezy, but we're gonna move on to the UFC. All right. So after former light heavyweight champion and possible GOAT John Jones and welterweight contender Jorge Masvidal asked for release from the UFC, UFC got dealt another blow this week after their biggest draw, Conor McGregor, out of nowhere, has his third retirement. Issued his third retirement via Twitter. Said he was bored with the game and said he just wanted to move on and told his mom to pick out whatever house she wanted. She's going to get it. Conor he's part of 3 of the highest grossing UFC pay-per-views ever. And he's 5 of the top 10. I'm sorry, 5 of the top 6. Excuse me. Will the UFC survive without Conor McGregor?
I think they will survive. I think it's gonna be a kind of slanted draw right now because of everything going on with COVID. They had to postpone and cancel some events, so that's gonna hurt their pockets if you look at it from a money standpoint. But I think there's always somebody upcoming, always. Conor McGregor, he finished 22-4 overall. Only 2 of those losses were in the UFC to Khabib and Nate Diaz. So that's why he is the draw that he was, because he didn't really lose often. If he did, he lost to people like Khabib and Nate Diaz, who were really good. I think they'll survive. The funny thing that came out of all this to me was Mayweather. He has to find a way to keep in the spotlight. He told him that, if I'm not mistaken, you didn't tell Mike Tyson that you could beat me if we fought a second time. Now you quitting. Like, Mayweather, why are you bringing that up? You know he's not a boxer. Come on, man. Just leave that alone. He's still talking. Just leave it alone, Mayweather. I don't understand why you even commented on that.
Yeah. I think this is all propaganda, man. I don't think he's really retiring. And really UFC, I don't know why UFC is doing it, because UFC is done great during the pandemic. They're the first sport that actually did stop. They had like a 2 or 3 fights already. They just bought that Fight Island they're finna do on the island out there. So I don't know. I think Conor McGregor, I don't think he's done. I really don't. I think he need a little bit more money, and they're boosting it up, getting us in there. Then they're gonna pay him for a shit ton of money. He's gonna fight somebody.
Considering the fact this is, like Jeff said, his 3rd time retiring in 4 years, still a young man, still in his prime. Also, I think he's the biggest star the sport has ever seen. I think he's bigger than all of the stars that they have put together right now. So he's the cash cow. Simple as that. There's money to be made, and I don't think he's going to leave that on the table. He'll be back. But he has the liquor, Proper 12 whiskey. Anyway, he's made so much money from that. I think that he can retire off that. And also the Floyd fight. He made enough money off that to retire alone. I think he'll come back in a couple of years when, like Locke said, the young up-and-coming UFC champion is there, and it's something to kind of get his juices flowing again. He's going to need that type of spike. There's nobody really for him to fight right now. But I really think he don't need any money anytime soon. He just kind of chill out, come back, and probably get his ass whooped.
He doesn't want that Khabib smoke. That's what he don't want. And
great point.
The fight out there for him. He just don't want the smoke. And you factor that in on top of a possible Floyd second fight. The reason why I asked with the UFC in trouble, because you got to think about the Cormier, Cormier, also their current light heavyweight champion, after this fight says he's done as well. So you're losing possibly Jones, Cormier, McGregor. You already lost Rousey. You know what I mean? Anderson Silva's getting older. Like, you're losing a lot of your biggest draws of the sport, you know, and then Khabib, you know, as bad of a man as he is in the octagon, his name doesn't hold the same weight as those other guys, so those pay-per-view vibes aren't the same.
Yeah, it's like Jay said, it's gonna be too much money. And he'll eventually come back, and it'll be sad because by the time he come back, he will just make his record worse because he'll probably lose because he'll be older and he'll be fighting somebody younger. And just if you're gonna retire, man, just retire. Be done. Leave it alone at this point. Let this be the final straw and go ahead and retire. We'll move on to one of the best exciting running backs in college football history. After 10 years of not being welcome, USC's Reggie Bush is welcome back on campus as far as athletics. Now, he was sent a letter by USC President Carol Ford informing him that all restrictions and prohibitions with athletics had been removed. Now, he was put on this sanction for accepting improper benefits, which was originally a permanent ban by USC, but recently in 2017 changed to a 10-year ban. Now, because of all of this, he had to give up his Heisman. USC was stripped of their 2004 BCS National Championship and all victories from 2005. They also were banned from the postseason in 2010 and 2011 and took away 30 scholarships over 3 years and placed the program on probation for 4 years. Now, they asked Reggie Bush about this, and he said that he lost a lot of his confidence, and in NFL, it had an effect on him because of all the things going on in USC. Even though he's one of the top earning running backs ever in the NFL, he still said that it didn't allow him to perform like he wanted to in the NFL. But he got back on campus. Everything is going to be the norm. He can be associated with athletics now. And they also let O.J. Mayo, who played basketball at USC, he's been welcomed back to the campus also, but he hasn't been able to speak. No one has talked to him about the situation. What do you guys think about this ban officially being lifted? Was it too much for 10 years? Because I definitely agree. The permanent ban was way too much. So getting changed to 10, was that still too much?
I think it was entirely too much. Entirely too much. Yeah, 10 years is just like, and they wanted them to vacate wins. Like, that's crazy. The other teams not gonna vacate losses, are they? So, you know, I just think that was Reggie Bush did so much for that school. I think I probably can name about 2 or 3 different running backs that went to USC because of Reggie Bush. I know Joe McKnight did for sure. I know Joe McKnight did. He changed it. What Reggie Bush did to that Heisman is his. Don't try to take that Heisman away from it. It's his, man. So, yeah, I think they were tripping.
I think, to me, Reggie Bush, we got to live there, y'all. We got to see that UFC dynasty they put together out there, that team with him, Lindell, Matt Leinart, like, you know, even before that. But that team was just, that was like watching a video game every Saturday. Like, every Saturday. He know he's going to do something amazing every Saturday up the sideline, get to the sideline. So the fact, you know, whatever he did to get, you know, the punishment that he received, I'm glad that it's over with. And the fact that he still wants to be around USC. Because some players, like, you know, when they get banned like that, you know, Chris Webber in Michigan, he don't want to do it Michigan right now. He's not fighting for that right now. So I think it's a big thing for Reggie Bush to say he still wants to be around. And I can see it affecting his NFL career because his NFL career wasn't what we thought it was going to be. He did have a great run with the Saints, but it didn't turn out the way we thought it was going to be after that magic college career he had.
Yeah, no, so with those sanctions, like Weezy said, I think they're one of the harshest punishments, like, ever seen by a school. And they shouldn't have been away from the program, to say the least, maybe 5 years, but 10 years is way too long. 2 of the biggest names in school history, man. OJ was only there for a year, but he was the highest recruit USC has ever signed, school history. And the way that OJ Mayo came to USC was like very similar to like how Zion came to Duke. He was people talked about OJ Mayo since he was in the 8th, 9th grade, man. Now, granted, OJ Mayo, when he got on campus, he was probably 21, but he was a huge recruit, man. OJ Mayo, I think, is 31 right now, 32. So that is nuts. Yeah, no, for sure, that's nuts. But with Reggie Bush, OJ Mayo. Let me tell you something. Right now, let me tell you something. There was an argument. There was an argument when OJ Mayo got to the NBA playing for the Memphis Grizzlies. It was him or James Harden. And OJ Mayo had a better first 2 years than James Harden, 100%. So people were like, man, who's better? And I would always go with OJ Mayo. Now, granted, of course, he's not better than James Harden, but it was a point in time that it was an argument. But moving on to Reggie Bush.
Not an argument now.
He was, arguably the best running back in school history, other than O.J. Simpson. So, Marcus Allens, you got some really good backs there. But I just think for college football, he was such a transcendent talent and figure. You need him in college football. You need him to be at these events, things of that nature, because he was such a great, great football player, man. And I think the Trojan family has already welcomed him back, open arms, and they need him. Don't they, Weezy?
Absolutely. And back to what Coach Locke said, I for sure think it messed with his head in NFL, because it was like, why he didn't just jump over that person like he did in college? Like I didn't see none of that. You know what I'm saying? Or why he just didn't jump from the 5-yard line in the end zone? Because he didn't see none of that. I really did think that it had an effect on him.
The one thing I don't like about the length of the ban was the NCAA always seems to punish players more harsh than they do coaches. When a coach does something with a recruiting violation or something bad, you never hear them hardly ever get anything like 10 years. Like, even when, let's take the Bruce Pearl situation. All he did was lie to the NCAA, but they wanted to make an example of him for lying about a recruit coming to his house for a barbecue, but they still only gave him 3 years. And that was them making an example of a coach to try to prevent other coaches from lying to the NCAA, but he only got 3 years. So I don't like how they treat players when they do something that violates the NCAA rule versus how they treat coaches. If you're going to punish these players that harsh, when these coaches do something like that, they need to be on that same field as far as how harsh you punishing them.
They only got one coach like that. That was Donnie Tyndall in Tennessee. He's still paying for it.
Yeah, they got his ass out of there now. They got rid of Bozeman that coached Jason Kidd and Shreveport Durham at Cal too. But he's an African American, so
yeah, And Baylor's football coach.
There's some wild stuff going on in Baylor though.
Yeah, that's next level. That's next level. They had to do that to him.
Yeah.
Let's keep it on running backs, guys. Let's move on to the NFL. Pro Bowl running back and former Seminole great.
Damn right.
Yeah, all right, tell me again, Coach. Former Seminole great, Dalvin Cook, is threatening to hold out this season for all team-related activities until he receives a revised contract. Says he's prepared to hold out through training camp and beyond. He's totally 24, coming off his best season as a pro, and first non-injured season. He wants what's considered a max deal. Not sure what that is in the NFL, but he wants big boy money. Is Dalvin Cook worth it? Start with you, Weezy. I know you're about to say something disrespectful.
Yeah. I think Dalvin Cook needs one more prove year. To me, he needs one more prove year to me. But I want him to get his money. All I can tell him, I've been watching. I watched Le'Veon Bell hold out, and these holdouts. I watched the Melvin Gordon holdout, and his holdouts are not really. It's just not enough. I don't know if the holdout's not enough now. Maybe you got to go on the field and protest in the middle of the field until you get your contract. But the holdouts are not enough right now. They're looking over running backs that's holding out. That's just what I'm seeing.
Well, I agree, Weezy. The running back holdout hasn't performed well, I guess you could say, but a lot of that has to do with those teams still doing well while they're holding out. The Chargers, they had somebody step right in and did well. Le'Veon Bell, Pittsburgh, they had somebody step right in and they didn't really miss a beat too much, even though those players wasn't the same caliber of those running backs, but they still able to keep the train going. With this Viking situation, I think they need to go ahead and pay him because he's come out and said himself, it doesn't have to be Christian McCaffrey, $16 million a year money. He'll take $13 a year. Now, the reason I think they should go ahead and do it, like Jeff said, he coming off his career high with yards, but there's a few reasons why I think they should. For one, he had 500-yard games last year. They won 4 of those 5 games. The one game they didn't win was against Green Bay, who went to the NFC Championship game, and that's a rivalry game. You know how those go. Second reason, Kirk Cousins is going to be better with Dalvin Cook. Kirk Cousins was top-ranked quarterback in play-action passes and design rollouts, which we only know that works when your running back or your running game is going to do well. So if you don't have no running back, that play-action ain't going to work. Now, Kirk Cousins ain't going to shine as good. So I think the Vikings should go ahead and pay him, get it out the way. Even though the Vikings have the leverage to not pay him what he wants, I think they should still go ahead and pay him, though.
And this was a good convo in our group chat. It's only 2 of the highest paid running backs in the NFL play playoff football. 2 of your top 10. So that lets me know that you really don't need a superstar running back to win a championship. He's a really good back. I think Dalvin Cook is a transcendent talent. No, he's not a transcendent talent. But is he good? Hell yeah, he's good. But let's face it, he's not Saquon. He's not White Lightning. He's not even Derrick Henry.
Did you say Derrick Henry? I like that you said Derrick Henry.
He's not Derrick Henry, who I thought should have been paid by the Titans, but now I also see why he didn't. Because you got to look at Dalvin Cook. He's missed 19 games in 3 seasons, y'all. The good for Dalvin Cook, I think he just had his best year as a pro.
Who's Dalvin Cook's backup? I forgot because it's somebody just pretty decent.
It used to be Latavius Murray. I don't know who.
It's not him no more?
That's not him anymore.
Okay.
But your only funky is your last cut. You know that. Your only funky is your last cut, man. You never get what you deserve. You only get what you have the leverage to negotiate. He has that leverage right now. He's supposed to be making $1.3 million next year. He's worth more than that. Is he worth 16.5 like Locke was saying? No, he's not even worth 13.5 that Zeke got. So he has to settle for right around 8.5 to make the team better. Kirk Cousins needs him. He needs Kirk Cousins. Unless you go and pull a Le'Veon Bell and you go to the Jets and you play meaningless football for the next 5-6 years, but you're paid. So it's a decision he has to make, and I think ultimately he'll make the right decision and sign for right around 8.5, 9. But man, I'm telling you what, the running back position, is the least appreciated in the entire NFL for sure.
You said something, Jay. I'm gonna move on for this pretty quick. You brought up a name. You brought up Christian McCaffrey, and you brought up Derrick Henry right there.
For sure.
2 sides of the coin on that. Christian McCaffrey got paid. Derrick Henry didn't get paid.
Got tagged. They're franchise tag.
Working on it.
That's not a long-term deal for keeping him happy. Dalvin Cook needs to hold out. As a running back, you have to. Because, like you just said, Jay, the position has been so devalued for some reason that they feel like they can plug anybody in at that running back position. But what teams will soon realize is you cannot find a Christian McCaffrey, and you damn sure can't find a Derrick Henry everywhere you go looking for one. And you're not going to find a Dalvin Cook everywhere you go looking for one. Because a healthy Dalvin Cook is no, nothing. And a healthy Dalvin Cook is a top-tier running back in the NFL, hands down. No questions asked. The numbers prove. When he's healthy on the field, he's going to make your team better. And your quarterback is Kirk Cousins, who's prone to either win your game by 7 or lose it by 21 if he decides to. You need a running back to steady that ship. And you can't find a Dalvin Cook on the side of the road. You're just not going to plug and play.
You can't, Jeff. But what about putting together 2 to equal 1? So what if you sign a free agent like Kenyon Drake next year, somebody like that, and then you do a rookie, you bring in somebody like J.K. Dobbins, just that type of running back next year?
Even Kenyon Drake got paid by the Cardinals.
That's what I'm saying, that type of running back, and then you mix that in. Because, for example, my 49ers, we have 4 running backs.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So in turn,
you need him with that quarterback.
Nah, see, that's what we not.
You need as many running backs you can with that quarterback.
Who you paying first? You paying Dalvin Cook or you paying Derrick Henry first?
Who, me?
Ooh.
Who am I? If I'm
we all GMs right now.
What team is it? If it's the Titans and the wing team, If it's the Titans and the wing team, I'm paying Derrick Henry first. They need him. They need that
That's
type
true.
of running back.
It
That's the
does
truth.
depend.
That's the truth. If it's the Titans, I'm paying Derrick Henry first. No questions asked.
It does depend on your offensive scheme.
Yeah.
It does.
It's the wing team. You need a running
Can
back. A
Devin
big,
Cook
strong
catch out
running
the
back.
backfield? Can Devin
Yes.
Cook catch out the backfield?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
He's a 3-down back.
He's every down
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is he durable?
Yeah. Well, that's the question.
No,
that's the question.
That's what
That's
we
an
wait
honest-
to see.
That's an
Has he
honest
led the
question.
league
We'll
in
wait to
rushing?
see.
That's an
Has he
honest
led-
question.
has he led- has he led the league
That's
in
an honest
rushing?
question.
Has he got as many tokes as Derrick Henry?
Has he
No.
led the league in rushing?
No.
Does he play with a
Has he
quarterback
led
that
the
only
league
throws
in
the ball
rushing?
4 times?
No.
All right.
Does he
I'm
play in
done.
the wing
Is he
team?
durable? Is he
Does he play in the
durable?
wing team?
Ah, man, you bringing up the same point. You guys ready to get started with halftime?
I'm just telling you. The glove
Let's go.
don't fit. You must have quit.
We're at the midway point. Enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Halftime, in case you missed it, WNBA teams were given until May the 26th to prepare their rosters for the regular season. This resulted in plenty of activity, most of which was expected. Now, the teams were asked to cut each roster down to 12 players. In the past, WNBA teams have been typically allowed to keep a maximum of 15 players in training camp at one time. To say this is a bad break for the majority of recently drafted players would be an understatement. Due to the worldwide restrictions due to COVID-19, coaches and GMs had to make their final roster decisions without running a single minute of extended camps. Only 16 of the 36 women selected in this year's draft made the cut to make the final WNBA rosters, man. Woo. If there is a silver lining to this situation, it's the players who signed training camp contracts will still receive benefits until June the 30th. How can the WNBA fix this?
Nobody expected what happened in the world to come across as far as the pandemic. I don't think you can fix it this year because that league doesn't turn a big enough profit to warrant being able to fix it, honestly. You know what I'm saying? From just keep it simple as that. It's a horrible situation, absolutely. But I don't see a way of fixing this season. Now, I think if for some reason, because sports are going to be at a premium going forward, and if they turn out some of their bigger numbers this year, they have a chance going forward to fix it on the back end for everybody else. But I'm not sure right now, though.
Yeah, this is a bad timing for this to happen because the WNBA just got the new collective bargaining where they gave the women the benefits, like you mentioned, that the girls are going to be able to keep doing training camp, how they still get paid if they are out because they are pregnant. All the new things that they got as far as flying, how they fly now. They're not doing regular flights. The how they when they're on the road, they're staying in hotels. All that has improved greatly, and that was the big thing with WNBA. We'll start to see them turn that leaf into getting things done like that. And then for this to happen, it just makes it look bad about how all that positive happened. Now we have this because for only those girls to not make the teams after being drafted like that, that's a big letdown. I can only imagine what they're going through after seeing their dream come true by getting drafted to only realize that they're not going to make the team because they have to cut the roster down because of everything that's going on.
Yeah, I think it's just a pandemic, man. It's really the women's basketball. I think the NBA has to step in and do something. The NBA, they have to step in and do something. Adam Silver has to step in and do something. I know it's a lot on him right now because he's trying to get his own season back going, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I honestly think if the WNBA didn't have some kind of attachment to the NBA, it would be just like the XFL right now. They'd be gone.
100%. And you also have to think, too, the NBA, man, if they don't get things going, they're going to lose $2 billion. That's a lot. So a lot of that money that they were looking to pump into the WNBA, man, that's going to be cut kind of short because you lose $2 billion just simply off of, of the back of Kyrie's. And even Lou Williams came out and said that, there's a lot of things going on as far as people going away from not playing. It's different, man. But the WNBA, this is tragic, actually, for those draft picks this year because, they're behind the 8 ball because to get your overseas check, you have to make sure that you have WNBA credentials. So term, man, it's going to be tough. And for them to even, pick up free agents and things of that nature. If the NBA starts rolling, I can see them maybe extending 2 roster spots so some of these girls can get some more spots on these teams because, man, it's rough to see. And to have a draft of 36 women drafted and only 16 of them make the team, that shows something is wrong, and they got to figure out a way to kind of do them right because you get drafted. At least, so it was a first-round pick, bro, that didn't get kept. Like, come on. Like, that's nuts. That is nuts. You guys ready to get started the second half? Let's do it.
Let's
go.
The second half is underway.
Second half. Whoa.
Good.
Second half. Whoa. Second half.
up.
Whoa. Second half.
Thanks, Degree.
For sure. FSP presents Prototype, building the perfect point guard. Now, the point guard position is perhaps the most important spot in the hardwood for any basketball team, as the point guard is the main responsible for the actual offensive flow of the team. And the guy's supposed to orchestrate almost every move. Here at FSP, we're heading into the lab. We're going to try and build the perfect PG in the world, taking some of the features of the best point guards in NBA history. I am excited about this. Let's buckle up and enjoy as we walk you through our perfect point guard. Here are the rules. 2 rules. Let's get it. You can only use 1 player for each attribute. I repeat, you can only use 1 player for each attribute.
One
player. And the second rule, the player, oh my God, the player has to play the point guard position, not for a year, not for 2 years, not for, the last year and a half.
Majority of their career.
The majority of their career, it has to be the point guard position. All right. So, Jeff, go through the criteria of each person's perfect point guard.
All right. So here's the criteria for each person's perfect prototype point guard. Number 1, ball handling. Number 2, basketball IQ. Number 3, some body type, the build they're going to have. Number 4, shooting range. And they go 5, passing. 6, defense. 7, the all-important clutch gene. A couple of these guys don't have it on this list. 8, athleticism. 9, speed. And 10, my favorite, confidence.
That's right. That's right. We are building the perfect point guard, man. I am excited about this. I've been waiting for 2 weeks to do this. Without further ado, Coach Locke, we will kick things off with you with ball handling. Let's go.
So my ball handling point guard, I went with the flat earther Kyrie Irving. It's been said by many times and many players, they believe he has some of the best handles ever. When you look at Kyrie playing the game, he can dribble in any situation, get through any kind of crease. He can hesitate, change speed, change directions, how to drop a diamond. He just does things that you haven't seen before. His handles are crafty with the moves that he has. So my player for ball handling is Kyrie Irving.
Go ahead, Weezy.
Yeah, I hate to piggyback. I hate to piggyback in this type of with this new thing we got going on because it looks like I'm being but you have to go with Kyrie Irving, man. He just, like everything Coach said, you want somebody to go handle the ball. Well, you're a perfect point guard, and he handled the rock.
What about you, Jeff?
I wanted to choose this player for multiple things, but I'm going with the easy one, ball handling Kyrie Irving. For everything that these guys have said, hands down.
This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
So my ball handling point guard is it's Kyrie Irving, man. He's widely regarded as if not the best dribblers in NBA history. Like Locke said, he's just crafty with the ball. Layup package is crazy, but it all starts with his handle and the way he creates his own shots with his ball handling. It's very hard to go against Kyrie Irving as far as ball handling, considering the fact that you have to leave these attributes for other things. So that is the reason why I picked Kyrie Irving as my ball handler. Jeff, basketball IQ, you are up.
Chris Paul. Chris Paul is a floor general. Chris Paul is, if there's one player that is a point guard that's prototype what you want your point guard to be, to lead a team, it's Chris Paul. Might not want to play with him every night because his attitude may get to you, but I can't lie. Give me Chris Paul. That's my IQ.
What about you, Lot?
Same thing, man. You can't go against Chris Paul. He can play any style of offense. If you want him to kill you with the pick and roll, he can do that. If you want him to run a sideline offensive break, he can do that. He knows when to take over the game and can do that if you need him to. He also knows when to defer to just kick to the man that he needs to. That's got the hot hand at the time. So I went with CP3 with IQ.
Weezy, bring up the rib.
I went with Jason Kidd on this one.
I like that, Weezy.
Yeah, I went with
like that.
Everything y'all said, Chris Paul does, Jason Kidd does as well. He knows everything to do as a point competition, knows where everybody's supposed to be at. Average a triple-double. Well, they average it, but he didn't average it, but it was close. He had a lot of triple-doubles, put it like that. He's top.
Yeah.
He's a leader of triple-doubles.
Okay.
Top five in triple-double.
Yeah.
And he led his team to 2 finals. Something Chris Paul would never do.
Yeah, so shout out to me for checking out Jason Kidd. Go ahead, Jay. Who you got?
The true point guard. I got CP3 right here. Just a huge basketball brain. His ability to dish out the ball. And also, like Locke said, play in pick and roll, play in ISO ball. Just a brilliant mind. I think he, as he's becoming older, his IQ is respected even more, for sure. So, yeah, I had CP as my IQ. All right.
Did anybody think about Steve Nash on this one? I thought real hard about Steve Nash.
I did, but no. It was considering the fact we have other things going on.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next attribute, which is body type or build. Weezy, you're
body type, man. I went with somebody that was gonna be durable. I went with somebody a good body. I went with Ben Simmons on this one. Ben Simmons body type, because I seen tall point guards play back in the Magic era. I seen tall point guards play within this area. I seen Sean Livingston play. So I went with Ben Simmons for 6'10". Got a 7'2" wingspan on defense to help me out. I need Ben Simmons.
What you got, Jeff?
I went with Penny Hardaway. 6'7", as they said on Blue Chips, 6'7", silky smooth point guard. Say that twice real fast. He jumps off the screen with athleticism. When you first saw Penny in Memphis State, you saw him with a young Orlando. That is my guy. That's what you want your point guard to look like. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So his build, though, Penny body didn't hold up.
Skinny mini.
Jay,
Wait. You said body.
Like that.
That's not what this. When I saw body type, when I see a 6'7" ball handler come on the court, I know that I got a matchup problem.
You do?
His build is okay. Hey, that's your pick.
Little thin in the case.
Third year Penny was not that thin in the case, though. Rookie year Penny, yes. Phone posit Penny was in the weight room.
Just saying.
Phone posit Penny, bro. Was in the weight room.
You picked Penny.
I picked the great one. You better know it. That's right, Weezy. I sure did.
He sure did.
I went with Ben Simmons just like Weezy did, man. 6'10", 230. A lot of the times when you see somebody that's a 6'10", those really big, tall guards like that, they're thin. Ben Simmons is 6'10", 230. And he's athletic. He can guard. So when you want to be able to guard on defense, your size and build helps guarding. Because if you because you're tall, if you not have a lot of weight on you, people can just put you in the post. They can bump you and get you off. And that 6'10" and your wingspan won't have no effect because once they bump you, that's all you need. EBA is a little space. But with him being 6'10", 230, he's going to be able to absorb that bump and still be right there. So I went with Ben Simmons for my body type and build.
Sure. Body type of build, man, I struggle with this one. It's coming down to right now. I'm going to decide. Body type of build.
Come on, man.
He cheating. He getting to go last, so he getting to pick and adjust.
You will last every time, Jay. You will last every time.
He cheating. You going first on the next one. Ain't
okay,
gonna
for
be
sure.
no picking and see who's going.
My body type of build of my point guard.
Come on, man. This show supposed to be done last week, bro. Come on. Come on, man. Pick a player.
My body type of build. Give me Magic Johnson.
I was like, all in hell.
Yeah,
All in hell
He
you
didn't want to do that. He didn't want to do that.
Yeah, now for sure. Right on the cage a little bit. My body type of build, man, Magic Johnson, 6'9" point guard, model of consistency. Always played at the highest level. If we're just looking at a body type of build, just a skeleton of a basketball player, you have to look at Ben Simmons, Penny Hardaway, or Magic Johnson. Give me Magic for sure with the afro. Moving on to the next, shooting/range. This should be unanimous. This
He got an
is
easy one.
unanimous.
He got an easy one. He got an easy one to go first on, Weezy.
Stephen Curry. Total no-brainer here. Hands down the best shooter in the history of the entire NBA. And it's not even close. He's crashed every record for three-pointers. His range starts once he walks onto the floor. He can knock down threes as if they were freebies. Smoothest jump shooter I've seen at the point guard position. This is easy. Give me Wardell unanimously, Stephen Curry. Go ahead, Locke. What you got?
He got an easy one to go first on. Look at it. He got lucky. He got one he had to debate on. Yeah, man. For everything you said, man. He's single season leading threes. Has made 10 or more threes in a single game more than anybody in NBA history. He's tied for second on most threes in a single game. 6th all-time on three-point percentage. 1st in free throw percentage. And 8th all-time in attempts. So it's not like he has this great shooting percentage and he's not putting them up. When you 8th all-time in attempts and still shooting like that, that lets you know that you're the real deal. So for that same reason, I went with Steph Curry also.
What you got,
Coach, Coach, you didn't think about taking your boy Dame?
Hey, let me make my perfect prototype. It's strategic how you do this. It's strategic. Strategic. Smart. Strategic.
Yeah.
I went with Steph. On this.
What you got, Jeff?
I went with the person who put Steph on notice, who's going to break all of Steph's records, Trae Young.
Ooh, I like it.
Not bad. He's not a better shooter than Steph Curry.
He will be.
But he's not, though.
He's not. He's right now, 2020, the pick is Steph Curry. But going forward, it's Trae Young.
I can dig it.
I
can dig it. No worries there. Let's move right along to passing ability. Weezy, what you got? Who's your passing ability point guard?
Oh, man, I went with Jason Williams, white chocolate, man, from back in the day. Double nickel, you know what I'm saying? Elbow pass. Anything I want to do. How you want to do it? Play with it. He played with that. You know what I'm saying? That right there, Jay. That look. I got to do it the why.
You ain't got none of that.
Let's not talk about what I got. Let's not talk about what I got. What you got?
Problems that you don't want.
Man, you don't want to see me, Coach. You don't want to see me.
That might be the best answer I've ever heard on this show.
Problems you don't want. Well, that's what
he said there with confidence too. That's why I'm like. He said there with a lot of confidence. He said, "Look at him laughing. He feel good about that. What he said. That's cool."
Yeah, I know it is.
Ooh, that's cool. I went with Jason Williams.
All right.
Hey, Jay, you got to go next, man.
Okay,
you gotta go next, Jay.
I'm cool. I ain't tripping. Golly. Dang, brother. All right. My passing ability is Pistol Pete Maravich, man. He was one of the most creative passes of his time.
He went back to the 2020.
What? What's wrong with that?
No, you good. You good.
Dude, one of the best passes I've ever seen. When you put a prototype as far as a person that created the point guard position and turned it to where we see it as of now, where your Magic Johnsons and everybody picked up at, it was Pistol Pete, man. So for sure, give me Pistol Pete as my passing ability. Jeff, where you at?
Now, this was my hardest pause, and this has changed at least 4 times from we started talking about this show. Man, I am going to say, only because who Weezy selected had a turnover problem. That's the only reason I didn't pick him. Steve Nash.
Steve Nash could pick.
Steve Nash can get. I've seen Steve Nash get passes into windows that were. I didn't understand how he was able to do that. I wanted to go with another person who I would choose for another selection down the road, but Steve Nash for passing ability.
What you got, Coach?
Man, I went with John Stockton. He's the all-time leader in assists. And then the key stat for a point guard, the most important for a point guard, he's second all-time in assist to turnover ratio. When your point guard is taking care of the ball like that and making the passes that he's making, how much the ball is in his hands, your point guard cannot turn the ball over. So with him being an all-time leader in assists and second all-time in assist to turnover ratio, got to go with John Stockton.
I like that.
Not mad at that, Coach.
Nobody picked Magic. Unfucking believable.
I wanted to.
It didn't happen. Defense. Who's going first? Locke, we right back to you. Who you guys? Your defensive first.
I go first. Give me the glove, Gary Payton, the only point guard in NBA history to ever win Defensive Player of the Year. 9 times All-NBA Defensive First Team. There's nothing else to say. Give me the glove, Gary Payton.
What you got, Weezy?
Go with GP, man. GP, he locked up Jordan. GP locked up Jordan.
He ain't lock up Jordan, but he was.
He made it hard on him. He made it hard night.
He made it rough night.
He was there. What about you, Jeff?
Oh yeah, man, it's easy. This and the handles are the two easiest ones.
No, for sure. Yeah. I'm going another way. I'm going with I got Gary Payton.
You better not.
I got Gary Payton. Just the footwork.
I hope you did. I hope you win another way.
Hands.
That was going to make you lose it.
Toughness and tenacity. You could go Pat Bev right here, though.
I thought about Pat Bev.
You could go Pat Bev, man. But the only thing that kind of makes things a little spicy is the fact that this man won Defensive Player of the Year. And I think Pat only had one first-team all-defense selection. So,
exactly.
Yeah, man. So you got to go GP.
Since that was that Pat Bev defense is just a lot of getting under people's skin. Sometimes he be getting cooked.
100%. A lot of getting in his way.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing is getting people away.
So since you had an easy one, like right back to you, Clutch. Who are you picking for Clutch?
For my boy Weezy, this is why I went Damian Lillard. This is why I didn't use him where he was at. He's one of the most clutch point guards we've seen. In 2019, he attempted 28 clutch square shots and made more than 46% of them. And in 2018, it was 48%. If you look at all the playoff moments, big game shots, ending game shots, when you put Damian Lillard right there, he's one of the best as far as point guards. Because if you think of clutch shots, most time you're thinking about shooting guards or small forwards. When you think about point guards, Damian Lillard is right there at the top. So I want Damian Lillard for clutch.
For sure.
All right. I'll go next, since you guys say that I always, try to cheat. I went with Chauncey Billups.
Mr.
Big Shot. 100%, man. In a span of 2 weeks in 2003, he sank a pair of game-winning three-pointers, the first time against the Warriors, the second time versus the Hawks. That's how he earned that name, and he's just calm, cool, collected. Here's the thing. I've never seen Chauncey Billups rattled. I have seen Dame Lillard rattled plenty of times, to the point where I seen my guy, Drew Holiday, absolutely put him in the trunk, and they got their ass up out of there. So in turn, 100%, clutch. He wasn't clutched in. I've never seen. No, kiss my ass.
Final moment.
No.
We're not talking about the game.
Hell
no. Is in the final moments.
No, listen, man. I've never seen Chauncey Billups rattle. Richard Hamilton talked about how he led the team, and he said, I've never seen Chauncey Billups worried about a point of the game. That is the person that you need as your point guard. I'm going with Chauncey Billups. Dame Lillard was in the trunk before he got there before shit to the New Orleans Pelicans. 4-0. Yeah, time my ass. Jeff, what you got? I ain't letting you off the hook. Go ahead.
No, that's a great segue. No, as much as I wanted to be Dame Lillard for what he did to Paul George from that logo, that's one of the biggest shots that I've ever seen in my life. Called series on that man, and he's playoff P. You know what I'm saying? Called series on playoff P like that. Don't forget playoff P. But It's Chauncey Billups. His name is Mr. Big Shot. His name is the Big Shot.
Boy,
I
you
know
see,
it's the truth. I
see,
can't argue that.
boy, you gotta watch a slickster like Jeff, boy.
No, it's the truth. It's Chauncey Billups. It's Chauncey Billups. His name is Mr. Big Shot. Like, come on, we've seen.
Jeff,
like,
I know you are from South Nashville, boy. I know you got a slick one right there. I knew I should have on that. What you got?
I'll send you my list. It's Chauncey. It was Dame / Chauncey.
Yeah, Chauncey was definitely on my list, but I didn't choose him. But I want Allen Iverson right here, man. Mister, I'll step over you. Allen Iverson right here. I sure did. The ball was always in his hand because he didn't have nobody else on his team. He was
player. He had 2 goals.
He played 2.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, Eric Snow with the point.
Fuck. I gotta go with Chauncey then.
Oh, no. Hell no. You get Jeff, man. Y'all cheating.
You get a 0 for that.
You get a 0 for that. I'm being real.
Damn, 0? Y'all crazy as hell.
You can't say nobody.
You can't say, oh, well, I'll just pick. Nah, hell no.
Chauncey's on my list.
I don't give a damn. You and Jeff, y'all got 0s for this one, man.
Really?
Y'all niggas got 0. Ain't no way.
Chauncey.
Man,
his name is Mr. Big Shot.
Man, kiss my
as a point guard, how can it not be Chauncey?
Kiss my entire
give me Chris Paul there. Give me Chris Paul. I'll take Chris Paul right there. I can't have a 0. Give me Chris Paul.
Yeah. Jeff, who you got for yours? Because you ain't had Chauncey, but who you got right here?
I had Chauncey. Dead hands, I had Chauncey.
What?
I really thought Iverson was a 1. I really did.
Let's move on to the next attribute, which is athleticism. Jeff, let's go with you first, man. Shit.
Russell Westbrook.
That's an easy
Freight train. Yeah. Freight train. What, don't know anything but 0. Don't know anything but 10. 0 to 10, he goes 10 every game, no matter what it is. Russell Westbrook.
I can dig it. Who you got, Weezy?
Athleticism. I went with Steve Francis.
I ain't mad at that. Hey, listen, franchise used to get there, and he leaning, and he's like he's taking a nap. Yes, sir. Yeah. I like that.
Steve Francis then, though.
Yeah. Be Bobby Brown then.
Yeah, we talking
Bobby Brown there.
Yeah, I went with Steve Francis.
What you got, Locke?
I had to go back and forth about this, but because I was going to go with Westbrook, Jeff. I really was. But then I started doing my research.
I know you.
I went Derrick Rose. He's one of the most explosive point guards we've seen. His no step vert is 34.5. Westbrook is 30. Derrick Rose max vert 40. Westbrook is 36.5. Derrick Rose's 3/4 court sprint was 3.05 seconds. Westbrook is 3.08 seconds. So because of that, I would decide to go with Derrick Rose for athleticism.
I ain't mad at that, Coach.
No, I ain't mad at that, man. The only thing that kind of is close to Russell Westbrook is prime Derrick Rose. And I don't know if we're doing, I don't know how we're going to quantify that. So I'm going to stick with Russell Westbrook because the only person that's just as athletic as him is a person that's not in this category. So Russ imposes his will every night, man. Straight line drives, 5-on-1 breaks, it don't matter, man. Athleticism is off the marks, man. He'll dunk on your whole team, man. Give me Russell Westbrook. Let's move right along to speed, Weezy. Who you got speed?
Speed, I went with a healthy John Wall. Healthy John Wall. I've seen John Wall get from one end of the court to the other in almost 3 seconds, man. He was with the ball in his hand, too. So I went with John Wall.
Who you got, Locke?
Same thing, man. John Wall. He's one of the fastest players we've seen go baseline to baseline. Like we just said, it's only a few of the players that could do that. One of those people is Russell Westbrook, and Derrick Rose. But I wanted to go with John Wall right here because he can do all of that, like we just said, with the ball in his hand or without the ball in his hand. He's just as fast, it seems like.
I had John Wall right here as well. He's the quickest player in the entire league. Even with situations where you have De'Aaron Fox, you have a bunch of point guards that are really fast. Just with John Wall, man, top end speed is crazy, man. Nobody's faster than him. Who you got, Jeff?
It's another one that's easy. It's John Wall. I wanted to be MVP D Rose, but I think John Wall is a little bit faster than D Rose to me. So I went with John Wall as well. But the athleticism, if never hurt, it would have been a toss-up between D Rose and Russ right there.
100%.
Yeah.
Can't lose that one. Our last attribute is confidence. The most confident point guard in NBA history. Jeff, who do you have right here?
Irving Magic Johnson. He had to go against Larry Bird. He had to deal with the bad boy Pistons. He lost to Jordan, sure enough, in his later years. He dealt with the Sixers in the 80s. Magic was the guy who was the force behind the Showtime Lakers. Always charismatic, never frazzled, never shied away from the limelight. Magic Johnson.
Who you got, Weezy?
I went with Russell Westbrook on this one. Super confident. I done seen Russell Westbrook hit 3 in a row. I done seen him miss 3 in a row. He's still shooting.
13 in a row, for sure.
Yeah.
And he's still shooting.
He's still shooting. And that's like, kind of remind me of myself. I'm still shooting. Like I said, he can give me, we still going to play. We still going to play. We still going to play.
Who you got, Coach?
Same thing, man. Russell Westbrook, man. He feels like no one can stop him. If you ask him right now today who's the best player in the league, he'll say he is. You got to talk about a guy that had Kevin Durant on his team, and his confidence was feeling like he was the better player on the team, which is why KD left, because Russ was so confident in himself. So when you got a player that confident that you make a player like Kevin Durant leave, your confidence is through the roof.
All right. And I will close things out with confidence. Gilbert Arenas, man. Single-handedly the second most confident player during our era. It's not even close. I think he feels as if he can get 50 on anybody and everybody. He did. He only got 50 on Kobe. World-class confidence. You have to kind of believe in yourself and your hard work to be this confident, and he was just that. Just a gym rat, confidence through the roof. I've never seen a more confident basketball player other than Swaggy P. And, of course, Kobe Bryant. This dude was super confident, man. 100%, man. Give me Gilbert Arenas for his confidence.
I'm not sure if I like that one, but if you like it, I love it.
I can't wait. I can't wait for these matchups. It's gonna be
Gilbert, are y'all talking about non-confidence in Gilbert Arenas?
No, I'm not saying that, Jay. I'm just saying, I'm not sure. I see that. I'm just
crazy.
I can't wait.
All I'm saying,
I want Jay first round. Huh?
Jeff, you said who you want?
I want you first round.
Man, because you stole my person with clutch, man. You stole it. You get a 0 for that, Jeff. I'm gonna be real. You gotta pick out somebody else. But more than anything, man, this was fun. I thought people were gonna pick. I'm the only person to rattle the cage a little bit. Everybody these safe ass picks.
Are you crazy?
Trae Young. Trae Young as the best shooter.
Here we go.
I picked
everybody had Steph Curry. I picked Trae Young.
Gilbert Arenas. That was and those.
I picked Jason Williams and Jason Kidd, dude.
Yeah, that Jason Williams pick. That Jason Williams pick was wild. Good one though. No. It was a good one. Like I watch his highlights at least once a month. But yeah.
But and that is the prototype series. We're kicking things off with the point guards, man. This was fun. Again, you'll be able to vote on these teams. Reason they're gonna know if they're
gonna know who
show.
Picked. Yeah, they're gonna know.
So
he's saying for the people that don't listen, they're still looking at IG. He don't know names.
More people that don't listen that they're looking at IG is gonna vote. And I don't want to be persuaded by nobody's names or themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to be persuaded. Easy to be persuaded.
I got you. Jeff, you got a 0. Weezy, you got a 0.
No, ain't no 0.
Yeah, 0. No, you got CP. That's right. You got CP. We'll be voting on these this week. Nah, you're damn lie. No, you did. You did. You're damn lie.
This is gonna be a great prototype series. I'm telling you, these next 4 weeks is gonna be great.
I don't know, man. We might have to we have to figure things out. We're gonna figure it out.
So basically what you're saying is we're gonna have to start showing our list when we say the name.
Like it's some cap shit going on.
Look, I can show y'all my list.
We can't read that. Tweet us with the question throughout the week.
Well, y'all must let me say something.
At Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe, but more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
Tell the friends who go first, man.
Tell a friend, man.
Lot, where you at?
Man, it's Gilla Drum or something, man.
He's ready to go lock _Greg. Jeff, what you got?
Camera's always on.
You damn right it is. Weezy.
Everything paid for, baby.
So, man, the revolution will be podcasting. We are out. Jeff got a 0. That's funny as hell.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Thank you for listening to the Full Sport Press podcast. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.